Live. What's going on, guys? This is OJ Light with Late Nights with Light, and I am your host. In this podcast, pardon me. Oh boy, I got a cough. This podcast is for penis pumping gym bros. We talk about it for a variety of issues. And tonight I have a lot of things to go over. So, generally speaking, Friday nights I kind of asked the question: did you make progress this week? Right, that's the question. Did you get any closer to your goals? Okay, that's Friday night's video. That's our theme tonight, and we got some things we're gonna go over. All right, so where to start? All right, guys. So this was a very busy week. Covered a lot of things in different episodes, and we're gonna bring it all together. So, first things first. If you've noticed, I have put on a couple of videos asking for subject matters. Okay, and we're gonna kind of niche down into a particular subject matter that some people want to talk about for a season. I don't know how long that will be. It's just we're going to explore it as thoroughly possible, trying to get the most out of it. Right now, the two that are in the lead is Attraction and the Fleshlight Stamina Training Program. Those two are so far seem to be the two that are in the lead, but that might change. You have until September 17th to tell me what subject matter you would like a deep dive into, and then we'll spend some time into it. So just to kind of give you an overall view of what I mean by that is, so again, this channel is for penis pumping gym bros. I am based off of the works of Good Looking Loser, and in that framework, there's 3 goals: get a 6-pack, bang 100 babes, become a cash millionaire. That's like the three goals that are set. There's a bunch of like little side discussions that people like to talk about. So whatever you think would be applicable to that particular framework, just say I'm having this problem. Let's cover a season on that. Okay. So that's the announcement. So let me know on one of those videos. Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the comments what subject matter you'd like me to spend the majority of my time on for a whole season. Okay, so that's the first thing that we gonna cover. So let's talk about goals, right? Did you make any progress this week? All right, and the answer is yes. So I am coming off the summer. The summer season is over, and in the summer season, in terms of diet, I'm a little more lax. I don't cut during the summer. I don't try to lose weight during the summer, which I consider the summer between Memorial Day and Labor Day. That's over, so we're back on the slow and steady race. Usually in the summer I retain, I gain very slowly over the summer. So over the summer, at the start of the summer, I was 225. I am at currently 241.3, so that's about a 16-pound gain over the summer. So now for the rest of the summer, or for the rest of from now until about the Thanksgiving break, is the next cutting season. And I don't mean like a strict cut. I just mean I peel back the carbs. I eat certain days. I eat lighter. Like, let me give you an example on light eating. What I mean. So on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, I lift weights, right? So I generally eat heavier on those days than the other 4 days. Saturdays, I usually have pork for dinner. which I don't know why, but for some reason pork is not considered the best of protein source. I think it's because it's very fatty, but I like to have a little bit of pork. I like the taste of it. But generally speaking, um, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday nights, I have like a beef bowl. It's about a 1.3 pounds of beef I cook, put a little bit of spice, a quarter cup of sour cream, and about a quarter cup of shredded cheese, and that's my dinner with a little bit of spice. That's like my beef bowl, right? Some people call it a taco bowl, whatever you want to call it. That's my generally my dinner on my weightlifting nights or weightlifting days. On the non-weightlifting days, so it'd be Thursday, Tuesday, Saturday, Sunday. Sorry, let me take that back. So Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, I generally just have a bowl or a big bowl of soup. Okay, that's what I eat for dinner. And then Saturday is generally I have a pork meal because I like either ribs or tomorrow I'm baking sausages. That's generally what I eat for dinner. And then on my rest days, every 4 workout days, the 5th workout will be a rest day. That day I have a fast, so I skip dinner that night, right? So that's what I'm doing for the cutting or the weight reduction. Okay, I don't want to say cut. Now here's the deal. And this might sound counterintuitive, but as my weight gets less and less, I tend to eat more, and the reason is it's not losing weight that I find is the hard part. I find it's hard to maintain the weight. That's the difficult part. That's the part where I feel I have a lot of trouble. A lot of people I know trouble. So generally, I start to eat more so that when I'm going for 200 pounds. When I get to the 200 pounds, I don't want to be like, all right, now I got to add a bunch of food in my diet so I can maintain. I already want to build up to that, right? So that's just my working practice. I'm not saying it's the best way forward, but it's the way forward I am trying right now, right? So now we are, again, beginning the long march to losing some weight. Okay, get to that elusive 200 pounds. So that's where we're at, right? So, did I make any progress this week? Yes, I did. In my workout week is actually a 12-day week. Okay, my workout. I have 4 different workout sessions. So I start with let's just pretend I started on a Monday. I do a chest and back, and then Wednesday. No, I'm sorry, not chest and back. I do a leg and back, and then the Wednesday I would do a chest and arm. And then that Friday I would do another leg and back with a different set of exercises. Then the following Monday I would do another chest and arm with a different set of exercises. Then that Wednesday I take a rest day and then repeat the cycle over again, right? So that's what I mean by a cycle. And this, I really felt it this week. So Monday was a holiday, so the gyms weren't open. But in this last cycle of the 24 exercises that I did, 13 of them were getting bumped up in weight next cycle. So let me kind of go through, or 13 out of 25. 13 out of 25. So let me kind of go over what is going up in weight next cycle. Okay, so Bulgarian lunges. I've been putting a bar on my back, and right now we have 15 pounds on the bar next time. So that's Bulgarian lunges are the one exercise that really wastes me. I'm talking, it's like I am going to be wasted. Okay. The hamstrings, the hamstring curl machine, that's going up in weight. And the reverse close grip pull down, cable pull down, that's going up in weight. So That's from the first back and leg day. So I got 3 exercises that are getting more weight. Okay, so my first chest day, almost all the exercises are going up in weight. That was a really good. That was a really good. That was a very good week for me in chest. Very good week for me in chest, shoulders, and arms. Very good week. So the flat bench press, a little bit what's going on. Butterflies is getting more weight. The rear delt machine, more weight. Shoulder press, more weight. And overhead dumbbell extensions, more weight. Okay, so it's all going up. Okay, then for my next leg and back day, squats are going up, shrugs are going up, and close grip cable rolls going up. Okay, and then my other chest and arm day, I'm doing assisted dips right now. That weight's going up or down. It's really that it gets, the less you do it, the harder it gets. That's going down or up, however you want to look at it. And one of my forearm exercises are going up. And if I do good on the incline chest press this coming up cycle, I'm going to add another 5 pounds to it. So it was really good week, especially in the chest and shoulder and tricep. That was very, very, very strong this week. Extraordinarily strong. And it actually is leading me that there's going to probably be 2 exercises. I already see in this list the 2 exercises I'm going to max out. Okay? And when I max it out, I'll have to, it's going to be dips. I'm going to, no doubt in my mind that I'm going to be, my goal, guys, is to be able to do 30 unassisted dips in a row. Okay? Now, I still got a ways to go before I get to that point, but I'm telling you, that's going to be probably the first chest exercise. It's going to be one of the first couple exercises that I maxed out. I am getting there. It's coming. The second exercise, which is I think actually the first one I'll max out, is my overhead dumbbell extensions, which I am doing one. I do the. I know it's not optimal, but I like the feel of it. The heaviest dumbbell they have there is 100 pounds. At my gym, the heaviest dumbbell they have is 100 pounds. Next cycle, I'm going to be doing it at 80 pounds. I've been progressing through this exercise very consistently, like every 2-3 weeks, up. I am probably going to slow down the progression a little bit just to get, because it is getting heavy to lift the 80 pounds is heavy to get to the bench. And I always get afraid. People like to work behind me. Right the fuck behind me when I'm doing this. I'm afraid I'm going to drop it and fucking crush their goddamn toe. But that exercise is probably going to be the first one I max out. Okay? And then I'll probably spend some time on the exercise maxed out, maybe 3 to 6 rotations. I'm not sure. And then I'm not sure if I'll switch to just one hand overhead extensions, which is a better exercise, or if I'm going to do cable pull downs. I'm not sure which one I'm going to replace it with, but I am probably going to max out that particular tricep exercise. At that point, I'll probably have to move on to a different tricep exercise in order to continue to build my arms, okay? Or maybe I just say, I'm happy with my triceps, and maybe something else in my body should really get attention. I'm not sure yet. When I get to that road or that bridge, I'll cross it. But I feel like my tricep is going to be the first thing that I kind of max out. Not in size, but in that particular weight range of that exercise. And then when I get to dips maxed out, I don't know what I'm going to do then. Because there's not a lot of chest exercises, guys. There's really not. It's chest press. Even if you use dumbbells, it's basically flies, press, incline press, dips. That's it. I know there's some variations, but that's basically the whole thing, which is kind of cool. I think that will be really cool to have maxed that out. I wasn't really going for massive triceps. like I said, I particularly enjoy this exercise. I love this exercise. It feels really good on the arms. I know that sounds weird. It just feels almost pleasurable. I love that exercise. So it's just one of those exercises I naturally fell in love with and have been really progressing with the weight. Um, I'm not sure about my biceps. Everyone's like, "Oh, you got big arms. You must do a lot of curls." It's really the triceps. So I'm not sure. Maybe I add. Maybe I don't do triceps. I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure yet. But when I get to that point, we'll see. I'm not. One of the exercises I'm not too sure on right now is the reverse grip, uh, a reverse curl with a barbell. I'm not too sure about that. I'm not sure if that's really my. I feel like my forearms they look nice, but I feel like I'm actually feeling like they're starting to lag a little bit. I'm not sure. I do a lot of like finger curls, wrist curl, like this, and then I do the. I might switch the reverse curl to a hammer curl. I'm not sure yet. I won't do that till I max out the dips. By then I'll have a better idea. But I just feel like my forearms are not. I mean, maybe it's just because I don't see I see myself every day. So, but I just feel like my forearms are getting left behind the rest of the body. So we'll see. I might switch up the forearm exercises. I might add more forearm exercises. I'm not sure yet. I just feel like that is um, getting left behind. Surprisingly, my traps have been really getting developed, and I'm not even really doing that many traps. I only do shrugs, which aren't even the best trap exercise. I just do barbell shrugs, and I'm doing overhand barbell rows. Like I've not really been hitting the traps all that amazingly, and I feel like they're doing pretty good. So that is that is where we are on on the workout, right, guys? So really good week. Which I guess I feel like so important to find a program that you can stick with. So important. It's probably the most important part of the whole deal. Finding a system that you can stick with. I don't think any split. Whatever split you can stay with, I think is the best split. I know guys that do full body splits. They love it. I know people who do bro splits. I'm doing like a leg back, chest and arm split. That one I just felt natural in. I just think it's important that people first they find the thing you should be consistent with, that you can be consistent with, then optimize it, not the reverse. But anyways, that is where I am at with the workouts. Okay, so it's been a very good week progressing, and I am really interested to see what this next workout cycle brings. I'm really interested to see what new advances and progression I make on that. So let me see what else here. So what other progress did we make this week? All right. So this one is been a big request from the community, my 5 fans for a while, and they've been wanting to see a demo video on the Bathmate. Surprisingly, a lot of people have been. Some guy was in one of the chats earlier this week, and he had some great questions on the Bathmate. I was actually able to get him on, show him a couple things he didn't even know about on the Bathmate. So that's why I created a Bathmate tutorial video. It cannot be released to YouTube. They will take it down. So right now I am trying to find a other platform that will let me put on it, and then I'm kind of working backwards. I think I have the platform picked out. Put it on that platform, then create a web page, and then have a video on the YouTube channel that that acts as a middle ground so I don't get in trouble. Okay, so that is the game plan for the Bathmate tutorial video. The video deals with the newbie routine, Bathmate routine that I recommend. Okay, and I have it's a very simple routine. Takes 35 minutes. Usually takes about 35 minutes with cleanup. For me, I've added some stuff to it now because I did 100 sessions of it. Which I can't find my circumference tape. I cannot. It is somewhere in my room. I'm going to find it, but I was really happy with the end result of that long 100 sessions because I am now at a solid, like if I have 100% erection, a solid 7.25, 7 7.25. When I started this, I never thought I'd hit that. Never thought I'd hit that. Never thought I'd have that length. I don't know the girth. I gotta find the circumference tape. I cannot find it. But I'm really happy with the end result. I got a new Bathmate. So let's kind of move into that. Wait, let me finish up the routine. The routine is a really simple routine. It's 5 minutes of warm up. Then you do 50 scrotum stretches. You put the Bathmate on, and then you do while the Bathmate's on, for 5 minutes you kegel, right? And then you take it off, do another 50 scrotum stretches, put the Bathmate on, do another 5 minutes of that while kegeling. Then you do one more rotation where you do the 50 scrotum stretches, 5 more minutes of Bathmate while kegeling, and you do that for 100 sessions. Okay, you do 3 to 5 sessions a week depending on your tolerance. So it's going to take you at least six-ish months, probably 6 months. You're going to stick to it. Okay, start off with the 7-incher, and then if you max it out, I've maxed it out. I got pictures on the site of me maxed it out. Move up. So that kind of goes into the next subject. My new 8-inch Bathmate. Loving it, dudes. I am loving it. It is a solid device. Okay, I love it. Okay, so I went from 7 to 9, guys, and that was a mistake. The 9 is just, for my current size, too big. It's just too big. The 9-inch was just not easy to use, not enjoyable to use. I didn't feel like I had a good, it wasn't that I had bad pressure. I just felt like I like the results weren't lasting that long. And I think it was because it was just too big. The 8-inch, way better, guys. Way fucking better, okay? Awesome. It is awesome. I love it. I wish I'd gotten the 8 first and not the 9 last time. Okay, it is kick-ass device. Love it. Okay. I'm really interested to see at the end of this 100 sessions where I'm at then. I already think I'm gonna max it out. I could already see by the end of the 100 sessions me having maxed out the 8-inch Bathmate. It's just phenomenal device. So like I said, start with the 7, then move to the 8, then don't skip. Okay, go to the size that's appropriate for you because you're just not going to get the benefit from it. So, let's move on to the next subject matter, guys. I knew when I said this, I wish the definition I came up with attraction today. So let me I made a video earlier this week on being attractive, okay? And some people did not like the video, and I believe they didn't say why they didn't like the video, they just did not like the video. It's actually probably the most viewed video I have right now. And I think when people think of attractive, they're thinking of good looking. It's not how I'm using the word attractive. You are magnetic and you attract good things into your life. That is how I'm using the word attractive. Okay? So a good thing could be that you are good looking, right? There are people who look average, work out, and end up looking phenomenal, right? Um, so you attracted the good lookingness into your life. That's how I'm using that word. That's what I'm talking about, right? I'm talking about being magnetic. You are attracting good things into your life. Okay. I think some people went into that video of me talking about how you can look good. That was not the idea I was trying to tackle with that video or video series. Okay. I think, like I said, I think a lot of people misunderstand what I'm saying with the word attractive. It's not even when I say about a girl, I find her attractive. She's magnetic. She's pulling me to her. Okay, or if you're a girl and you like, I find that guy attractive. He's pulling you to. He's magnetic. Okay, I'm using it like that. It's not because it's because sometimes you hear this complaint. That guy's not good looking. How does he attract all these women, right? It's because they don't realize that being attractive and good looking are not synonymous. They're not the same definition. Okay, they are magnetic. Okay, so that is that. So I want to make that clear. When I talk about being attractive, I'm not talking about looking good. That might come out of it, but that's not the baseline of what I'm trying to get at. Okay, so with us or with me having now defined what I mean by attractive, let me explain what I call my attraction framework. Okay, and this framework I got from someone. I don't even remember who I got this from, but a lot of times people try to figure out what they're going to say. Like they get in a jam or they're thinking about tomorrow, about something they gotta do, and they're thinking about what am I gonna say. It's the wrong question. And then smarter people think about what are they gonna do, which is a better question. What am I gonna do? That's a way better question. But the best question is, how do I become attractive, right? So the attraction framework I have is, I call it subtext, which is basically, subtext is this, guys. If you could say something to somebody without there being consequence, that's the subtext, right? If you could say something to somebody without there being any sort of like issue, but you can't, that's subtext, right? It's the thing you'd wish you could say, or the thing you are saying, but you're hiding it in a private language, or that only very few people understand what you're really saying, right? That's subtext, okay, and that's core. That's what is the attractive quality. So I want to give you, and then next you gotta think, okay, once you know what your subtext is, your personalness, you gotta think in terms of what to do and how to present yourself, like your image and the actions you're taking in life, right? That's the next layer, right? What am I doing and how am I presenting myself? That's the next layer, and then worry about what you're gonna say, okay? And I kind of want to give you guys a. I read an article by Good Looking Loser, and it gave us some really good ideas, a really good subtext. And his suggestion is, now this is the attraction framework is my creation in the way. Even though somebody else gave me the idea, it really wasn't about Good Looking Loser's work, but it helps me explain my thoughts to you guys. When you say something, or when you do something, or when you present yourself, okay, The thing in your mind. This is something I got from that article I read a few days ago. The thing in your mind you should be asking is, or thinking is, I want to play to win. I want to play to win. Okay, so another way to word it, how Chris worded it is, are you doing stuff out of fear or are you doing stuff out of power? So this doesn't sound so like tyranny, like I'm into tyranny, but you should be attempting to gain power in your life. Okay, so everything you do should come from the position of power. Okay, and playing to win is a power play, right? So if you're doing something because you're afraid, that is not playing to win. That you're just being a bitch. You just need, if you're doing something because you see yourself in a position of power, um, or you're risking stuff to gain more power. That's a power play, okay? And I don't mean, and power is very neutral. It's not a good or evil concept. It's just it's amoral. So Chris is using it in his article with talking to women, and he words it a little bit differently than I worded. He words get laid or get lost, like either if you don't want to fuck me, then get out of my life, right? That's kind of the mentality he's taking with it. Now, I have the same mentality. I just have it. I word it a little bit differently. I view it like I'm on a grand adventure, and I am asking this girl if she, or if it's a business proposition, if I'm asking this client or vendor, um, do you want to come on with me on this amazing business venture? Or if the girl, like the grand adventure, you're asking them to come on an adventure with you. And they're either going to say yes or they're going to say no. And that's it. There's no need to dwell on it. There's no need to try to change their mind. You need to continue. You need to continue on with your adventure. That's all there is to it. You need to continue on with your adventure. So, what adventure should you be going? Oh, come on, guys, that's a work call. apologize for that. I had a work call. People always be calling me like when I'm doing this stuff. All right. Anyways, guys. So where were we at? Oh, yes. Okay. So what is the first mission? You first on the grand adventure you should be doing, right? Okay. And this again comes from Good Looking Loser. He gave a really simple mission. You need to get a 6-pack, and you need to bang a babe. Okay, that was his like where to start at. Ground one, step one thing. So if you like, that's a great first mission. That's a great first mission. And the bathmate and the fleshlight program. That's all like add on to that. That's like side quest. To use that analogy. And that was the first mission. And that actually led me to a very simple opening. I actually used this opening today on a girl that I do, right? And so let me explain this opening. This is a very simple opening, okay? And it has a very simple objective, right? This is like step one. This is like step one. If you can't do this well, do just this until you do it well before you worry about anything else. And it's all you got to do for the opening. All you got to do for the opening is say hi, and compliment one thing that. So a lot of people were like, what do I compliment them? How the girl, and even guys, they'll probably do something where they put effort into something very small but very noticeable. Okay, so let me give you an example. Today, the girl, very plain dress, very plain, like not wearing anything flashy except one thing. Like you want to give her a second thought, okay? A second look, okay? Like that level of plain. However, she put, I don't know the correct terms, I call it cinnamon swirls into her fingernails. Like she had a little bit longer fingernails, but they have like the, you know what I mean, like the white, but then they have like the brown, look like cinnamon swirls in them. Okay, that's the one thing. Does that make sense? That was the one thing she chose to put effort into. Okay, I don't know if she painted them herself or if that's how the nails came, but regardless, her whole appearance is very plain, but that one detail, okay, that one detail. So you gotta find that one detail, and that's the compliment. You make a compliment on the one detail that they put effort into, okay, and that usually gets a really positive result. Sometimes if you pick the wrong detail, it does not get a positive result. But generally speaking, if you pick the right one, it will get a very positive result. She was kind of surprised that anyone noticed. Okay, and that's what you're going for. Surprised that anyone noticed. Now this is the important part. The ending of the opening is super important. The ending is super important. Okay, this is actually what you're driving home for. This is what we're going for. This is what it's all about. You introduce yourself. Hi, I'm Light, and then you try to shake her hand or offer a handshake and get her name. Okay, and really the important thing is the handshake, because it breaks the touch barrier. The touch barrier has been broken. And I get this it tells you a lot. This will tell you if it is in the universe of possibilities, okay? If and this really surprises me that people can't see this. If the girl is not cool with even touching your hand, right? And you'll be able to tell by her facial expression, or if she just doesn't even do it. If the girl does not touch your hand, there is no way you are putting your dick inside of her. This is just a universal law, guys. This is a universal law. So you know very quickly if it's even in the realm of possibility, right? Like even it, and you know if it's like, even if they give you a handshake, but it's like it was almost like they were disgusted from like even touching your hand. You could tell like they just like grab your fingertip and shit. Like it's a no, it's a no, it's a no. It's beyond it. Abort mission. Do not go forward. It's a terrible. It's a real easy way to tell if there's any hope of you getting with this girl. Okay, if she does not want to shake your hand, like if she does not want you touching her, basically, or she does not want to touch you, sex is off the table. Okay, that's just a ground rule. I know there's probably somebody out there who said, "Oh, that happened to me," but it's just not worth the time. Now, it's not worth the time. So that's a really good, simple opening to just get the ball rolling. Okay. So, kind of to move on, because I brought it up, the Fleshlight program. This is this. I don't know if this is going to be the winner yet, but I have a feeling this is going to be the winner of what the first season is going to be about. I could be totally wrong. I might. You never know. The last few days, people might be like, "I want you to talk about this," but gut feeling, this is probably going to be the program that people want to see. Now here's the thing though, it has to be done in conjunction with approaching women. Has to be. And we're going to go back to what? And we're going to go back to the subtext, right? So some people would prefer to do this program and call it a day than actually go talk to a girl. Okay? Because it's not going to reject you. It's not going to reject you. You got to. That's why it's like you got to do it in conjunction with approaching girls. Your goal, the end goal, isn't to do 500 strokes with the fleshlight. It's to do 500 strokes inside the girl, right? That's the end goal. Which, to be honest with you, she'd probably end up hating you. She'd probably end up hating you if you did that to her. But some people want to have that type of power, right? It's a power play. Some people want to have that type of power. I can respect that. So if that is the winner, we will lightly be touching on the Banging Babe subject, very lightly, because like I said, I think it needs to be done in conjunction with the program. Otherwise, I think it's just another like, I can't talk to girls until I get this, until X. I think it's just a bullshit excuse. And that's pretty much, guys, the subjects of the day. So let's kind of review. We talked about the attraction framework. We talked about what your first mission should be. We talked about making progress in the gym. We talked about how I'm looking for a subject matter to have a whole season on. I told you guys about my very simple opening that I do with girls. I talked about my new 8-inch bathmate. I talked about the fleshlight program. I defined attraction for you, which I think is very important. Talked about how the summer's over and now the cutting of the weight has begun. We talked about the good-looking loser framework that I kind of follow. And we also talked about how I will be in the next week, I'm hoping, having this bathmate tutorial video available for the public. So that has been my week. It has been my week. So very busy week. And I guess that leaves us next. So next week, what's next week? Next week's goals, just lose weight. Oh, yep, lose weight. Get strong. And number 3, where I'm going to go, is really get this video thing posted for the world. Okay? I think that'd be a really good week. So anyways, guys, that pretty much concludes everything I have figured out for the program. I'm gonna keep working on it until I get these programs to like an hour and a half long. I'm a little bit new at this, so I'm just trying to get get a format down that we can chit and chat for an hour and a half each night. All right, guys. So that's what I got for you tonight. Thank you for joining us, and remember, start working out, guys. Start getting those gains.